it's good. A bad day of warm pool water beats a day without.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When your fingers get all
Yes.
shriveled up and everything, you're just like, okay, I've been in the pool all day long, but you're not even mad about it, right?
And new to the mix is Max likes that pool.
Yeah, which
the dog likes the pool.
I love that.
He's the Border Collie Australian
you got
Shepherd mix.
Such a good dog.
He does belly flops. He just runs, jumps,
that's
and
like
stretches
a
out.
That's like
he stretches little paws out like he's giving everybody a high five jumping in, and he just lives his best life.
Have you seen where they're competitive on that? Where they take like the ball and they throw, and they have to go to the pool and get it. Yeah. He would be that.
He would.
No, you got like a really cool dog.
Yeah,
you did really good.
And
well played.
Don't tell him that because he.
No, I think he needs. Yeah,
I
think he knows that, but
he already knows. Yeah,
he is the man.
But it's just so funny. But he's got his routine. He'll jump in like 4 or 5 times, and then he'll shake off, and then he'll lay underneath one of the lounge chairs and underneath the umbrella, and then he'll do it again. So it's like.
What a hard life.
Yeah,
what a hard life. You know what I mean?
When you talk about a dog's life.
The dog days of summer, right? I mean, gosh.
Yeah. So.
Get out.
And he's actually ready too, because he goes to the edge of the pool with the cover on.
When are we
and
doing
looks
this?
like,
When is this happening?
Let's roll. Come on.
Why is this cover still on here? Yeah. But I have made the decision, I'm always working on myself. You know what I mean? I'm work in progress here. Yeah. But I have made the decision when I'm different places, if there's a pool and it's cold, I don't care. I'm going to get in.
Yeah.
I have really I used to it's too cold. I'm not getting in. I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
I've tried to better myself, and if there's a pool, I'm going to swim.
And the cold water is good for you.
I know.
Really is.
And really, here's my thing is once you get adjusted, you know what I mean? Then I'm okay. You know what I mean?
And even if you don't have a lot of swelling and
my
inflammation and stuff like that,
my lips are purple.
It will. Once you get adjusted to it, it will help get rid of swelling in your legs and feet and hands and arms. And stuff. And it's good. Yeah.
So I'm not that person anymore that says no.
That's good. I'm proud.
I know. I'm just I'm glad that you're proud of that. Yeah. Because no, it's but I'm the one.
Another reason that you're my people.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I've got family members that are like, you're not getting in. Oh yes, I am.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Again. What's your tone?
Wait, you need to be working on yourself.
Yes.
If you're on that side and you're not getting in, you need to be working on yourself. Okay.
Yes.
Because this is a new day.
Check
I'm trying to be a new person here, and I am really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm that person that can swim no matter what.
Yeah.
Because I'm not missing out on a good swim.
No,
not doing it.
No.
I'm all about it. But anyway, so
I'm with you on that.
But anyway,
100.
so 'tis the season for that. And everything's blooming. We've had proms around, which, oh my goodness, how exciting.
Yes.
We got Derby this weekend. We have tonight the steamboat race.
Yeah. Hopefully the storms will time out to where it won't impact that much.
Yeah.
They're
had a rough time. It's really been, because to miss thunder, you think about that. That was really a lot,
It was replaced with other types of thunder and lightning. So,
was it ever?
Yeah. So, but I think one thing they've kind of changed how the rain's coming through this afternoon, so it may come through a little bit later.
Yeah,
so let's hope for that.
Yeah,
and that's always a good time. And you always have a good time down.
Oh, I'm ready. I am so ready for it. Yeah.
And I think one thing that has always caught me or reminded me years ago when I was working in Louisville, actually with Walmart, but I was working in Louisville, and Derby is crazy in Louisville, but it was always, someone told me, they lived in Louisville and they were just talking about, it's just even if you don't like horse racing and all that kind of stuff, there's just events to do that you can go and just have a great time and just get out and it's kind of like a rebirth for things. You're shaking off the winter and spring's in full force, and so but I just think the racehorses are just a beautiful, amazing
they're amazing, and some of them have their own massage person that massages them. They get massages. They get they get the royal treatment. They're well done.
That's just like the Clydesdales that we had over here.
Oh my goodness,
they're celebrities, but I just think it's amazing. But,
and they are just like the Clydesdale. Just they're breathtaking. It's just like and I love it.
But just watching I'm kind of partial to the Oaks because, you know, the lilies for the fillies and, you know,
Love
the
them.
ladies. And,
Gotta love the
and
ladies.
just, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
So much fun. So it's going to be exciting. Definitely a busy time, a fun
Mhm.
time of year. And then the middle school left for, our Salem Middle School left for DC,
Yay.
which, you know,
that's a good trip.
It's a fantastic trip. And I love, you know, when you're in DC and you see students and schools coming to that, it's so awesome. They're going to have so many great memories and good thoughts.
And I think it's important for kiddos to see DC firsthand.
Oh yeah.
Like just to kind of get, and it is such, it just, the history of our country that's there just in all of the sites and everything like that. And I will have to say, it is a humbling thing to this day to me that just the Lincoln Memorial is just, there's almost a calm and peace to it. And that's just really impressive. And just to, you know, I think people got to realize that, you know, we talk a lot about bringing people together now and all of that. And I think Abraham Lincoln did more, in my opinion, than a lot of people of just trying to bring our country together. And just wanted everyone to have a place here in the greatest experiment. So that's just, that's not a political view.
No,
that's just a personal American view in my point. And just being at the Lincoln Memorial is just
And George
really
Washington,
cool.
don't count him out. I mean, go visit his home. You know what I mean? Man.
Oh, yeah.
His
We've talked about this many
like,
times.
Yeah, he's
Mount
a
Vernon
big man.
is just
it's gorgeous.
crazy.
Absolutely. And eat and have the peanut soup. It's like, I'm telling you, you could lick the bowl. Yeah. It's so good.
And it's like, you're like, what? Wait, what? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Everything's
Amazing.
so much. Yeah. So much to see, so much to do. So, and what a beautiful, what a blessing that we can do this.
Yeah.
You know, and our students. We have a group going to St. Louis, which is going to be exciting.
That'd be awesome too.
You know, and they're going to see the big arch, you know.
That's really cool.
I know.
That's really
cool. We got some great things going on. Field trips for our students and stuff. All schools are in full throttle on that. So definitely a fun time, a busy time, but a fun time. Yep. Today is also, Brad, today is Bugs Bunny Day. What did Bugs Bunny mean to you?
Like, I can't remember a time in my childhood that I wasn't watching Bugs Bunny. One of my favorite.
All right, that's what we need. We need that as our theme right here. Yes, I mean, Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny.
And they do their barbershop quartet songs.
Don't even.
But the opera where he comes riding in on the horse with the horn thing and the braids.
I know exactly.
I mean, you know, I know people that's just like, I never had been exposed to opera until Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny.
You know?
No, but you think about that, right?
Yes,
I mean, that was a lot. So some of his quotes, "Ain't I a stinker?"
Yeah.
Of course you realize this. Of course you realize this means war, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What a maroon.
That was the next one.
Yeah,
what a maroon. That's exactly.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
What if you say that? You need to use these today. You need to use these phrases. Yeah. Okay, I use this one all the time. This one, if anybody that knows me, I knew I should have taken a left turn in Albuquerque. Remember?
Oh,
that one. I still use that one.
That's been on a commercial too.
Yeah.
Maybe an insurance commercial.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but Bugs Bunny. I mean, you just can't. He was just, you know what I mean? Yeah, just fantastic.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
What's up, Doc? You know, and just yeah. And then
one of my favorites was with Elmer Fudd, and
oh my god,
he goes into Elmer Fudd's house,
yeah.
And Elmer's like hunting him in his own house, but he goes and gets in Elmer's bed and turns off the light, and Elmer Fudd opens the door and turns on the light, and Bugs Bunny jumps up and says, "Hey, turn off that light!" And then he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then he turns the light off and closes the door of his own room, and it's him. I just think that is like, it's so hilarious.
It's so good. Yeah. So hats off, Bugs Bunny Day. And I want to just sit and watch Bugs Bunny all day long. Wouldn't that be fun?
That
I
would
mean,
be fun.
if you're at home or you're somewhere where you have the day off, go.
Bugs Bunny was like a
You're not
Saturday morning staple.
Wouldn't
And
it
then
though?
during the week too, when they started running it during, I mean, you just, yes.
Wasn't that though, like when you started hearing that theme song, like I always had to run to the bathroom real quick and make sure that I didn't have to get up. You know what I mean? I didn't want to.
Yes.
Or to make sure that I did not have to leave. You know what I mean? And I don't know, just sitting and watching the cartoon.
He was just the original, like, prankster.
No, absolutely. And it was funny. It was good, funny.
Good, funny.
Yeah.
But when
him and Marvin the Martian. Remember him and Marvin the Martian? Oh my gosh.
When he would call, I have Marvin the Martian socks, by the way.
I love Marvin the Martian.
But when he would cause chaos and then people would be looking at it, then he'd just saunter up behind him and chewing on his carrot and being like, you know,
what's
just like,
dog? Just real,
like, he just caused all that. And
I know,
like, you know,
just caused that turmoil, and then it's like, what's going on here? Yeah. I think,
we know kids like that.
I do. About to start some stuff. Yeah, they can start some stuff, and then
and then just roll up like, what's up?
What's happened here? You know, I mean, what's just happened here?
Just hand him a carrot.
I love that.
And
that's.
What's up, Bugs? What's going on?
Hand me any kind of a carrot. What kind of carrot? You know what I mean? Adopt a shelter pet day. Love that.
Absolutely.
Love that. So I have to say, and you know how much we love Denise Newkirk, and I hope she's listening this morning.
Yes.
And I hope her ears are burning. But so we went, and they were doing a special. We went to a special ribbon cutting at the shelter, and it was just so cute because I love this story. And she fell in love with this dog. And I remember, you know, we were there to do stuff, you know, promote and do and all this and see the shelter. We were, you know, getting it, and her and this dog bond. And next thing I know, she's like, I'm adopting this dog. And that dog lived the best life. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean,
I'd let Denise adopt me.
Oh my
That'd
goodness.
be a great life, wouldn't it?
Oh my goodness. To be under her wing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I just love that story that we were there to cover, you know, the shelter, and then she comes home with more than what she had left with. You know what I mean? You know, I just love it. I love that. Yeah, very sweet. Very sweet. Well, and that happens a lot of times when you're there, which I want them all. Yeah. You all just load up, we're going, you know.
Well, I'm very proud of what we do, like the bags of dog food that gets ripped and all that. We donate sometimes 3 times a week to the local shelter.
Yeah.
And make sure that, you know, so we don't throw that away. Well, what can be donated, but the dry food, cat food and dog food, and we donate a lot of supplies. So I think that's one thing that I'm very proud of, because you know how I am about, you know, I think pets just make our lives better.
Well, and I think that's why your store is blessed. I think you can't outgive, you know what I mean? And I think when you give, and I think nobody knows that. Nobody knows that you're doing this. And it's done so, like, if you want to say quietly, so just for the right reason. It's not there, like, you're not saying, oh, we're taking 50 pounds of dog food. Right. No, but I mean, like, I know you do that stuff. And I'm so glad. And I always think it's nice to let people know that, because I don't think people realize what all you do. And I do know that you do help out, you do give, and not just to the shelter, but to, you know, to the food giveaway, and just so much stuff you guys do. And I think that, Brad, it's your team, and I think it should be highlighted.
Yeah. I mean, and I think
you do it for the right reason.
Yes. And we've had associates that have gone over to the shelter and help clean up and volunteer time there and things like that. So I think that's important. But I will have to say that I am proud of the fact that we do for the community, but I'm also torn, because there's times that when, like, you know, I mentioned that now, and then I go, ooh, we don't like to talk about that a lot, but I think at the same time, we need to there's associates that do a lot of volunteer work in this community.
Oh, I agree.
And they do it for the right reasons. And so I'm very lucky with the great people that we have, but we've got a great community here. We've been given so much. You know, we've got CMN coming up, and we raise money for Riley Hospital. And this community, we raise the most in our region, and the North BU and things, just because of our customers and our community partners. So,
I agree.
You know, it's just like, and this is the heart of Hoosier hospitality right here,
Absolutely.
Washington County.
I agree. Well, and I think that we don't, we don't talk about this very often. When you're here on Wednesdays, we're highlighting other, like usually it's schools, it's education, which is wonderful. We love to highlight our schools. We talk about other things, but I don't know that we talk a lot of times about how much giving the associates and the team, the Walmart team, and what all they do. And I think it's nice sometimes for people just to know that, it's not bragging. It's not, it's like you have to, Dolly Parton always said, you have to toot your horn for people to see you coming.
Yeah.
And you do have to kind of just tell every now and then, hey, not only, are we, a part of this community and you come and see us every day, but behind the scenes, we're moving and kicking, and you should be very proud of your team on that.
Yeah. And I am, and Mike is, I'll tell you, Mike is so committed to our community for the needs and things like that, it's hard to explain how many folks over there, and it starts with Mike, of just, how can we help?
Yeah.
How can we help?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about how can we help you find something to purchase from the store. I'm talking about how can we help?
Yeah.
And I think that is, I think that's important, but I think we get so much more back than what we do. I really believe that. And I think in life, that is just something to do. So
yeah, I agree. But all right, this is also Day of the Child. What day is not the child?
Right.
Please let me know what day is not Day of the Child.
I'm glad to know that. So Jeannie.
Day of the Child.
Yeah. So
not children, the child. It's not.
I would ask her to make something, but she'd make it for you and say,
well, I know,
here,
and
my child.
I would be very happy.
Give this to my favorite Becky.
Wait, hang on, Brad. Could you go pick it up for me?
She would do it. Hey, Becky's busy. You need to come
get it for me. I know. On here, yeah. And then she'd give me one fork for me. That's exactly right.
Because it's yours.
I know. I know that. She's
gangsta on that.
We got a good thing going on. Hey,
I'm
telling you right now.
She made my favorite cake for you.
That's
and then
right.
I said, well, Becky can share that, right?
No,
and my mom was like, no, it's Becky's.
Yeah. See, your mom and I.
And you understood.
I do. You understood. I understand because we got a good thing going on. You know what I mean? And no, I mean, she gets me. She gets me that's yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. There are just, I'll, share a lot, but
and this is one time that you get a pass.
When it comes from Jeannie's kitchen, it's did you see how fast I moved to the car or the truck with it? Remember?
Yes.
Like I bolted.
I think
I didn't want anybody to see.
There was I think you were walking on air.
I did. I ran. I kind of ran.
I was like,
I know. I kind of ran because I was
wow,
like, well, I didn't want anybody to stop me to say, oh, can I? Oh, I wanted a piece of that. No.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I know.
Part of
I'm gonna have to.
That's not on the menu.
Can you imagine, like someday, like in front of the pearly gates, I'm gonna have to explain what it came from Jeannie's. It came from Jeannie's kitchen, and I couldn't share. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then here's what they're gonna say. We understand. Go on in.
Yeah. I mean,
the
big man upstairs gave her the talent.
It makes it. Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but I'm gonna have to do. You're gonna have to do something, Lucy. You're gonna have to do some explaining.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, so I agree with you though. Every day should be the day of the child. I think that.
Yes, I love that. That's our future. These little ones are going to be taking care of us. That's why I tell my all the time. Someday, and they're like, no, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. Oh yes, you will.
No. Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Contrary, you will.
Yeah.
To popular belief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But anyway, Day of the Child. Every day should be the Day of the Child.
Yeah.
And yay for life. Celebrate. What a blessing.
Yeah.
Yay. Bring them on. You know what I mean?
And
they're so much fun.
Oh yes. And
so much fun.
If you have a perspective about where you're just not sure about stuff, and I'm telling you, just spend time with the kid, and they're just unfiltered honesty, but from a loving place.
Yeah.
Nothing better.
No,
Nothing
I know.
Better,
I know.
And like I always say, we talk about it on Education Wednesday. If you go to an elementary school program of any type and you don't leave there laughing and crying, there's something wrong. You need to check your pulse.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Day of the Child. Denim Day. We love denim.
Absolutely.
Are you in denim?
Yes, I am.
I'm not, but I love denim. Yeah. Baby's got her blue jeans on. Right?
Yes, I've got on my blue jeans and my Chuck Taylors.
Oh, look at you.
Wrong. Can't go wrong.
So many songs right there.
And they're navy blue. They're like a denim color. So
love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely.
Hairstylist Appreciation Day. Yes. Well, Brad, that's okay.
Yeah.
Can't win them all. That's okay. That's all right. We do appreciate all those beautiful hairstyles.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I'm trying to figure out my hairstyle. I don't know. So many ways to play it. You know,
Mine's
what I mean, there's some
short.
so much easier for you. International Guide Dog Day. I told you, remember, and I told the story before in Coffee Club, so I won't repeat it. But getting to talk with this gentleman about his guide dog, it's so interesting. And you talk about how cool, and it's amazing what dogs can pick up. You know, it's you know, and
truly man's best friend.
It is just and their senses. If we were halfway in tune as much as they are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. The ones that like can sense, you know, a drop in sugar, you know, if someone's diabetic or a seizure, and they get their person down to the ground safely. It's
unreal. And I was with this gentleman, and all of a sudden his dog, he was the trainer, like just stopped in front of a man, you know, and this is nothing, you know, I'm not telling anything that nobody knows who I'm talking about, but this was out of town. But anyway, stopped in front of this man. And I was like, oh, look, he's really checking this guy out or whatever. He goes, no, he's trained for anxiety. He's worried about this man. He's bringing attention.
Oh my gosh.
No, I know. That's what I felt. No, I literally felt like, I mean, the whole, I don't know what, I completely just.
The empathy and compassion that they have, you wish us folks had it.
I mean, do you realize if we gave that much grace to people, I mean.
And we should. We should.
Absolutely, we should.
I don't think we should lick people's faces, but other than that, I think.
No, especially after we've licked and cleaned up. Zeus always. I'm like, Zeus, no, I can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I love you, mommy. I love you, mommy. No, we just can't do this right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Max, same. Yeah. Max.
And Zeus is old. He needs a Tic Tac or something. You know what I mean? It's just like, Zeus, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
And now Gucci, we're learning, you know, he likes, of course, he's a puppy. He likes that mouth, let's put my mouth all over you. You know what I mean? Just that slobber, just mouth.
And Max does this little nibble thing.
Oh, that's
like
funny. He's trying to get your attention.
Yeah, it's a nibble thing. It doesn't hurt.
Let's go to the pool.
Teeth or anything like
I know what he's saying. Let's go to the pool. Let's go to the
pool. Yeah. I'm gonna get him his own float.
Please do.
But he likes jumping in and out and getting out.
Can you imagine the float would stop him? He would not be able to. Wait, no, hang on. What if he jumped on the float? That's what we need to train him.
We need to train him.
Jump on the float.
Yeah.
And then he could ride the float. That would be great. I need to go over there and work with him.
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah. And then make sure Shayna's in there too. So
I love that. That'd be great. International, guide dog. Love guide dogs. Love that. International Jazz Day. Love jazz. Love it. Love. If you ever went to a speakeasy and they were playing jazz in New Orleans?
I went to a jazz club in Florida. It's the first time I'd ever went to a jazz club, and just a good vibe and just awesome.
Well, I was so amazed. Do you realize the talent? Like Brad, the singer, he was singing and he was playing the drums. To keep that beat, to keep the beats that he's doing, and I mean, you have to
be able to breathe to sing.
Yes, and knowing. I mean, you talk about coordination,
right? That's
unreal.
Yeah,
that was unreal. And I was just like, well, first of all, I thought someone else was singing. I was trying to find the singer. I was like, that's the drummer singing. I get it. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know what I mean? I love the drummers, and I love that they can sing and do that. But I just think you got to give a huge appreciation to it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, you do. And I think that just the sheer ability to do the drum work and those patterns, but then sing a different pattern.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Absolutely. Yeah. And then, you know, I mean, I don't know. I just think jazz, you know, I mean, it's so much fun, and it's upbeat. It's just,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
So jazz, international jazz music, International Noise Awareness Day. I'm never aware. I'm so unaware of that. That is something.
I'm with you on that. And I don't know if it's because of internal noise that I think you're probably that way you're thinking about stuff, or you're always whatever. And I think we kind of block out external noise.
Yeah.
I would guess.
Yeah.
I would say. Because I'm kind of oblivious at times. It's not because I'm paying attention, it's I'm focusing and thinking about something else.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not. Noise awareness day. I'm not. Yeah. That's okay.
I do need to be more aware of.
Yeah, because like I've been places like, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, that's so loud," and I'm like, "Huh?"
Yeah, and it's not a hearing issue. No, it's not a hearing issue. It's a
I don't.
But I think one thing too is moms have superpowers of blocking stuff out.
Well, now that was something the pediatrician told me. She said, she said, one of your superpowers is you I can take screaming babies. You know what I mean? Do I want a screaming baby? Like colic I'm talking about. Like, do I want that? And she said, you need to take your superpower and help people out on that. Because screaming babies do not bug me. I mean, I don't like it. I don't want to, I'm going to do everything I can do to stop the screaming child, but it doesn't, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me.
No, because the only thing I would only, if I could help, or walk, I done a lot of walking with, colic and stuff like that. And a lot of, the little bouncings and stuff like that. But as far as like the screaming and the crying, I want to help, but I'm not one of those that can't take it. I can take it. And that's what she said was
last time
was rare.
Went to Florida, there was a baby that was fussy on the plane.
Yeah.
Didn't bother me a bit.
Right.
And some parents worry about that stuff. They were trying everything.
Well, absolutely.
And just for whatever reason, that baby's like,
gonna have it.
Hey, what's going on, Brad? Hey,
it loves you. Oh,
yes,
of course, babies do love you.
Yes, and
they do love you.
She sat on my lap for like 30 minutes and quit crying, and finally got her to sleep and handed her back to her mom, still asleep. But she was just like, and the mom was just like, I'm sorry. She was apologizing to everybody around, and it was funny. I was the closest one, and for a minute, I'm like, "What are you apologizing for?"
I know.
I'm like, no. Yeah.
Well, I think when something like that, don't think. I mean, the parents are already stressed. You know what I mean? I don't think people need to be mean.
No.
Don't be mean. No. Don't be mean, and don't. I mean, you've all been there. I mean, you've all everybody.
I really didn't pay attention.
You know what I mean? You can't help it. You know what I mean? You have
until I realized what she's talking about, and then I'm
but babies do love you. They do. Maybe that's something that like later we ought to just open up.
Funny looking.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I've never seen anybody funny looking like you.
Who is that?
I love it when they like stop and just like look at me all serious though. Hey, you're not crying. It's fine. But
I love that. All right. Let's see here. National Bubble Tea Day. How do you feel about it?
It's okay. It's not something that
I cannot believe how many people don't like it. I think it's fun.
No, I think I don't. It's not.
It's
I don't
like a surprise every now and then.
It's not something that I order, but it's okay.
If it didn't, I don't order it because of the sugar, because it's like loaded.
Oh,
it's got
nothing.
I tried to find the bubbles without sugar. No, it's
you can't.
Those little things are loaded. Okay, so I don't go for that. But I love them. It's so much because like you might take a drink and like go up through the straw and you not get one. And then the next one you might get 2 or 3. It's like a little
it's a little surprise every time. Well, and I think it's one of those things that
I'm like nobody. I'm just like finding so many people that do not like them. What?
Yeah, I know a 19-year-old that just loves them.
Well, then I see there. There we go.
Definitely.
I think they're fun. It's the unexpected. I think that's it.
That is. Yeah,
but I don't drink them because of the sugar. There's a lot of sugar.
But it's not something that I'm anti. It's just that I don't think about that. And they have a ton of sugar.
Yeah, they do. Loaded. Yeah.
But
maybe that's the happy part. Maybe that's what makes you so happy. You know what I mean? Because
hey. Yeah.
Feeling good here. So. National Honesty Day. Always. It's just the easier way. You don't have to.
The easier way.
You don't have to try to ever go back and explain. You know what I mean? Try to just stay honest. Just honesty. If we had more of that, we need just to be honest.
Honesty and transparency.
Transparency. And I think this day and age, you have to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You do. You do.
National Military Brats Day. Hats off to all of our military. Absolutely. I'm amazed at, and we have some support groups in our community which are outstanding, but I'm amazed at how awesome it is for families and how the parents, whether it be a male or female that is, in the military, that the other one has to, like the other parent has to, what they do. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's a full-time
and
job.
they do it so proudly and happily.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Keep
and
the home
service
fires
for a
burning and just,
greater good.
I know they know that their loved one is and
Yeah.
how important what they're doing is,
Yeah.
and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. National Potato Head Day.
Oh,
Man, Mr. Potato Head. Love Mr. Potato Head.
yes.
And I love on Toy Story. Remember whenever it packed my angry eyes?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Yes. Don Rickles was hilarious.
you know, I got an autograph from him.
Yes, I do.
I love Don
and
Rickles.
Yes.
Love
he
Don Rickles.
Just, yeah.
And he said things that were just like no one else could say those and get by with it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And to put him in Toy Story, they were just like spot on to make him Mr. Potato Head.
Yes. I mean, you couldn't. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect.
That was
and just the way he says stuff.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah.
Beyond.
Yeah.
I love it. National Oatmeal Cookie Day.
Yes.
I love oatmeal.
Now,
cookies.
do you like oatmeal cookies with raisins or without?
I'm not mad on either. What do you like?
I'm not mad on any of it.
Yeah.
I do like adding raisins and walnuts to them.
Oh no, there you go. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
But yeah, they're just a plain oatmeal cookie is good.
Oatmeal, yeah, I'm not even mad about just the plain like that. Yeah.
Just
Oatmeal cookie, yeah. National Prepare-a-thon Day. I love that. And it shows like actually a firefighter and just like being prepared on everything, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's a good time this time of year to do like your drills. We used to always do like fire drills or tornado drills at home, you know, at home too. I'm not saying, I know schools and businesses, but it's always good to have plan of action.
I did a tornado drill when we had those storms.
Did you?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
At work or at home?
Yes, at home.
At home. I love that. So how quick was Max?
He was quick, but
baking biscuits during a tornado.
Yes, that was the thing. That was the thing.
I cannot believe that.
I did what was right. I did what was right.
And then you take shelter and you didn't bring the biscuits.
Yes, but
that's where I'm disappointed.
I sacrificed the biscuits.
But I'm disappointed.
I sacrificed the biscuits to be safe, but so
you didn't
I was
bring
prepared.
The biscuits with you.
No,
I know,
but Max was like, even Max, like, I think we should have brought the biscuits.
Well, definitely. I'm like, yeah, that was, I feel like that. I kind of questioned on that. Brad, were you really on your game on that? You know what I mean? You took shelter, which I'm very proud of you on that. Happy you did that, but you didn't grab the biscuits.
No, and they were good too.
Oh, how would they not be?
I know.
Fresh biscuits from the oven. But but the time, if you do the timeline, this is like at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, come on. I love that. No, did I know why we're so close?
Yes.
Did I know why?
Because you get me. You totally understand. You would have done the same thing.
You're like my superhero that you're baking biscuits at 10
when you
p.m.
say, you know what? I'd like some honey butter biscuits right now.
See, then I know I'm with the right person here. Yeah. I'm hanging out right. Yeah.
Ride or die for a reason.
Exactly. But the only thing is, see, you needed me. I would have grabbed those biscuits. I would have grabbed the biscuits.
Even Shayna was just like, well, I would have left shelter to come down and get the biscuits and get shelter there, you know?
Absolutely.
Somebody should have told me.
I would have drove through the tornado. High winds. I would have taken my chances. My Jeep would have been on its side and I'd have walked further to get the biscuits.
And Max was like, he kept smelling like, I can smell those biscuits.
Oh, don't even. You put like, when you're like fixing bacon, oh, my dogs go, they're like, they're dancing.
Yes.
They're like Snoopy, you know, the dance of joy. It's like, yes.
Absolutely.
National Raisin Day. Again, you could put that in your oatmeal. I like it.
Yes, but, and you know this, but some people out there probably know this too, but my favorite pie is raisin pie. And that started with my great grandmother making homemade raisin pies.
Oh,
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Love that.
It's my favorite.
Love that. This is also Spank Out Day. I heard someone the other day. Listen to how bad, if I can say it right. I don't know if I can't remember how she said this, but it was really funny. She said, when a baby's born, you don't have to spank him anymore because they come out crying because of the economy. They were saying. I can't remember how she said it, but it was.
You brought me into this.
Yeah. No, yay for life.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's always you're always going to have tough times and whatever. Doom and gloom. I mean, it's you got to be an attitude of gratitude always. You know what I mean? Spank out day. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Stop food waste. I'm a big believer in that.
Yep.
That's why Brad and I eat all weekend.
Yes. absolutely. There's a method to it, right? Right. No,
I'm trying to stop
I
food waste. I'm going to say that next time. I'm trying to stop food waste.
yeah.
Is why I'm eating.
And I've told this, I think I've said this on Coffee Club, but I met that person that was talking about food waste, and that just reminds me of, there's so many people, I'm one of those included, that worry about having too much to eat.
Mhm.
And there's people out there that the real issue is that they worry about not having enough to eat.
I know. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we got to do our part in
Yeah.
making sure we're not wasting food and
I
things like
agree.
that. And
100%.
and that's there again. I think that's where you can make a difference there. However small, do
Yeah.
it.
I agree. Yeah,
Do
I
it.
agree. I agree. I think it was like Shania Twain. I think she would be like, I think she was like, she would only like fix one baked potato, and for one for her and one for her husband. And I remember he was thinking, like, he always said, why do you not have another potato? And she's like, well, you're going to eat one and I'm going to eat one, and that's it. I mean, going to be, I
Yeah.
mean, it's just like that,
Yeah.
like that thought, instead of like fixing 3 or 4
Yeah.
when they're not going to be eaten. That's stop food waste.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking
That's
of that.
good.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Poor Mutt
Yeah.
Lang.
Yeah. Right.
He may have wanted a second potato.
I don't want a potato, another potato,
Yeah.
potato.
But that's a good, make what you're going to eat.
Exactly. Well, and just like, again, I'm going to go back to you over at Walmart. Okay. When there's food that like has getting close to its shelter life, not necessarily done, but just getting closer, you do donate.
Yes.
And that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's good stuff.
Yes. And we donate milk. We can donate milk. We donate all kinds of stuff up in the bakery, and the meat department, we donate stuff, and then we donate so much to the food bank. So
I know.
Yeah. And that's good. Yeah. And that's good. Yeah.
It's really good. Really, really, really good. I can't hardly pass that cart that has all the discounted like sweets. That is just that.
The day that when they have the twin packs, the 2 packs of the
I know. No, I've got those.
The
I know
donuts
exactly.
with the caramel instead of the chocolate icing, the caramel icing on it. It's just like, thank you. I know the big man upstairs knew I needed this.
Yeah, and there's like ooey gooey bars. Who
Those
said?
yeah.
Who told them they could do that? That's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I try to just look. I try to do window shopping. You know what I mean? Somehow it jumps in my cart. I don't know.
Well, yeah. There was something going on that there ended up a lot of those garlic knots in the bag. All you do is throw the bag in there, and there was a bunch. And it just so happened that I was like going somewhere, and so I took those. I made those, took those. So
oh,
like, I'll bring the good, because I was going somewhere. We were having pasta and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I'm a hero.
Yeah, you are.
They were on sale. Thank you. They're good. They're not bad.
No. All you have to do is like put them in the microwave for a little bit. They come back to life. Let me tell you, they're already there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. They just And it's
there you go.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm got that on my mind. I gotta.
Well,
switch gears.
And a lot of people do say, well, why do you have to throw certain things away? There's regulations and liabilities and stuff like that.
Gosh.
But I think as a country in general,
and
I'll speak for other companies in our line of work.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've come to where now we are able to donate more and have less waste across the board for companies. So,
absolutely.
And I think that's one of those good things, and
I'm so glad you said that. Yeah,
that's
right.
important to, I think we've come a long way, especially in the last 10 years.
Yeah. Well, there were some companies, and not Walmart, and I'm not knocking any other companies, but this was their policy, and somebody's making that policy. So it's not necessarily everybody's fault. It's just, this is policy where they had to throw it away.
Yeah.
And I always hated that, because I'm thinking there's people that could probably eat that. That's not,
right.
And it could, because it's fine. It's just like maybe.
And I think smaller companies had to worry about that. From a liability standpoint,
that's probably true.
But the regulations and stuff is eased to where it made it easier. Glad. And I think the target was not to make people more profitable. The target was to have truly less waste, and people could enjoy it and be donated and not be thrown away, and you could help someone. You know, so I think that's that. Yeah, I think that's a good way to. The amount of waste has drastically reduced
Which I'm happy to
food
hear that.
things
Good to
in the
hear that.
last,
Yeah.
like I said, like 10 years. It's
I
just
love
amazing.
that. Love that.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That's
Yeah.
good because
Everybody benefits from
well,
that.
everybody always talks about like, oh, there's so much waste, but if we can, spread it out and just, what a blessing,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
speaking of that, I do want to remind everybody too, and you can get signed up. The Salem schools are going to be giving away lunches, which is a good thing. Yeah, somebody's in there.
Okay. This right here was moving, and I was like, oh, it's because I was talking, and I kept seeing it out of the corner of my eye. I was
like, wait,
yes.
Don't do that when I'm on the radio, okay? I'm like,
I'm
what
sorry.
are you
For
doing
those of
over
you
there?
that are not watching on TV, we had a movement here, and I was looking to see. I thought someone had joined us in the studio, which they had not.
Which
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Brad. I feel the earth move, scaring me over here. Wait,
The look on my face, though.
I know,
for a moment, I
know. At first, I'm thinking, what are you doing over there?
What? Have you ever just caught something out of the corner of your eye that keps moving, and you're like,
Yeah.
wait, there shouldn't be. Okay, sorry.
Was it blowing in the wind over there, right?
We need ghost adventures here right now.
I know. No, they have came here. You know what I mean? There is activity, they said.
They left someone behind.
Oh, there's activity, baby. Yeah.
I know.
Very
Okay.
active right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Because they wanted us to change subject. They were enough about that food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
We always go to food. Get off the
Yes,
food.
yes.
Okay. Well, this is cool. This is a warm and fuzzy, which we love. Okay. Okay. There, you've heard about pay it forward, right? We just talked about that the other day on Coffee Club. It was a chain, a drive-through. When someone pays it to the person behind them, it's nice, but it also puts them in a spot where they have to decide whether they'll do it for the next person. You know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those things. And I think that it's so funny because, I had a lot of children, and you would never want to be that person that paid it forward for me, because it's going to be pretty pricey. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
So, but.
So, and I understand what they're saying. However,
yeah,
I don't think that should cause people not to pay it forward.
Right.
The reason being is, and everybody probably in their lifetime has been in a situation where they didn't have a lot, but that may have meant a lot to them to have someone pay for that, and they may not be able to do it right then.
Yeah.
But at some point they'll remember that.
Right.
And at some point they will pay it forward. So I don't feel like people should feel pressured to do it for the person behind them.
Yeah.
Because we don't know anybody's circumstances, but when they are in better circumstance, then they would have the opportunity to do that. That's just my personal belief of that. I don't want anybody. I've done that for people.
Oh, I know. Yeah, me too.
So
we're not supposed to tell that, but yes.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I know.
But my point to that is not to have a chain going or anything like that.
Remember they did though. Remember McDonald's had that chain.
Yeah.
Like,
that's great, but at the same time, it's just like, you don't want to be that person that breaks that chain. And maybe
that chain
really,
went on. Forever.
Tough, So, and I get that, but I'm all for. I look at it as when you can do it, and it doesn't have to be in a drive-through. It can be some other way that you can pay it forward.
Yeah. Well, a good story, and I told this the other day. For those that heard it, I'm sorry you have to hear it again, but here in our community, there was a group of teenagers getting ready to go to the prom, and they were eating, and someone paid for their whole prom bill. I mean, paid for their whole meal.
That's great.
And I don't know who that mystery person is, and they don't want it to be told, but yay for them. What a blessing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And what a wonderful testimony, and what a great showing for the kids.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Whenever they got there and they said someone already paid your bill.
Yes.
And teenagers anyway, financially, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I just thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That is awesome.
But this story is not going to be cool. This is a bad story.
Uh-oh.
I know. When you were talking, I was like, oh my goodness. Okay. I didn't realize it's not going to be a warm and fuzzy. Okay. Well, her name is Samantha. She was at a drive-through last week. She pulled up to the window. The clerk told her the guy ahead of her who'd left told them that she would be paying for his order. Oh, this is bad. In the caption, she said to the random guy in front of them who lied to the employee, I hope you have the day you deserve. Can you imagine? She later posted a follow-up where she clarified that she did not pay for his order, and the employees were very cool about it. So they were frustrated that the guy essentially stole his coffee.
That's terrible.
Yeah. And she was taken back that someone did it. So not a warm and fuzzy. I'm sorry. I was trying to bring it right. Yeah. So boom. Don't do that.
No,
but I think that I feel bad because that's just not nice. And I feel like businesses don't deserve that.
No,
that's
they don't.
Something that I know it's coffee, but you know, I mean, no matter what it is, it's the principle. You know what I mean? Businesses, everybody's doing enough already. You know what I mean? They're doing that.
Yes.
And that's just not nice to do.
No.
Yeah.
That's no.
All right, let's see some outdated slang words, Brad, real quick. Okay.
Okay.
Slang words, right? Okay. Okay, let's go. Stoked.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Sweet.
Mm-mm.
If something's really good, sweet.
Is that really outdated?
I know.
Okay, moving on. I'm not judging.
I know. Sick.
Oh, yeah, that should have been outdated before it started.
I know. Word.
Word to your mother.
Oh, yeah.
Ice, baby.
Okay, so
never goes.
This is funny. This happened with one of my daughters the other day. So she said she was talking about they were making a reference. They were talking about God. Okay,
mm-hmm.
and he's it was a song and it said something about bad, and then so her son said, that's not nice. You can't say that about God, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And she was, no, they were meaning like bad, like good, bad.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were younger, when that came out, and I remember this is so funny that trying to explain to my parents that it's bad. That means it's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, and the way it's a song and the way the singer sings it, you know that he's meaning good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was funny how my grandson took it literal, like.
And it's again the innocence of little kids.
Children,
you know,
like don't you be saying that? Yeah, that's not. Yeah, he was going to bat. I mean, he was like, no, you didn't. You know, but and I just remember my mom so much trying to understand. I remember her laughing so hard. It was so funny because you think about it, bad is good. Like, oh, that's bad. You know what I mean?
And Jeannie would always say about things like that, well, why would someone start saying that? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
She said that to me a lot, just so y'all know. Hey, but it's still Child Day.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There we are. Okay, so peace instead of goodbye. Peace. Peace.
Well,
baby, goodbye doesn't mean forever. Peace.
I have
baby, peace doesn't mean forever.
Teenagers that
say peace.
Still say, well,
get out.
Peace out.
Peace. Oh, I was gonna say if they say, that may be just peace. So this is just peace.
Yeah.
Peace.
No.
What is that? What did you just say to me? Okay.
The hippies called. They want their word back.
That's right.
In a good way.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude.
Oh
my gosh, no. Dude. I remember that one. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tight.
We tight.
We tight. Now I do that every now and then. Tight. It's tight. It's tight.
That's why I just came out.
I know. Tight. Yeah.
Tyrus says that, so it's okay.
I do that too. Tight.
We tight.
Yeah, we tight. Okie dokie.
I text that to people.
I know. Okie dokie. I know.
I text that to a certain 19-year-old and I get papa.
Yeah. Now we're cooking with gas. Oh, I say that one. I don't. Now we're cooking with gas.
Oh, now we're cooking with gas. And then for a while it was peanut oil when Cy Robertson. But I said now we're cooking with gas. Yeah.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
That in a long time.
I know. No, these are fun. We need to start using these. Bring these back, baby.
Yes. Yeah.
The bomb. Right?
Thebomb.com.
Thebomb.com. That says it's thebomb.com. It says that, yeah. Okay, bee's knees.
I never understood.
I think that was older than we were.
Yeah.
I have said it before just because it's funny to say, but that wasn't really ours. I don't think.
It's like where'd that come?
Yeah. Bogus.
Well, everything's bogus.
How about whippersnapper?
Oh. I say whippersnapper when I'm pretending to in my papaw voice,
Love that.
Get over here, young whippersnapper.
Home slice.
I call Jeannie that every day.
I just spit. Sorry. I just spit on you. I'm so sorry.
Hey, how's my home
I'm
slice?
sorry.
How's the home slice?
I love that. Little bitty Jeannie. How's the
home slice?
I love that so much.
Well, I find the humor in that just because, like, you in a serious, when everything's all serious, it's like, I understand that home slice.
I
love
that so much for her. I love that. So cute.
Yeah.
That's
when
cute.
she's getting on to me. Not that she has to very much.
I love that. She needs to every day.
Even
smell you later. I don't remember that. And I don't that was never
that. I vaguely remember that.
But I remember those are the ones you try not to remember.
Like,
yeah,
I don't remember people that I hung out with saying that.
No, I just remember like in the hallway hearing people say things like that. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Oh snap.
That is, I don't like that.
Okay. Fetch. I'm gonna go fetch a pail of water, which I have a Fletcher, which I call I call him. Well, he's Fletch, I not Fetch. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Tote. Golly. Golly.
Yeah, that's
golly.
Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
Jeez Louise. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Someone said, I'm known as the right on guy at work. Right on. Can you imagine?
Fonzie?
Yeah, I want you to go into Mike King's office and just say right on.
He would.
I want to be a fly on the wall.
He'd send me for a screening of some sort.
Slay. Now, we were out the other day, and I had a daughter who just kept saying, and it was hilarious. I'm sorry. I think that's just so funny. Slay.
That's slay.
Slay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And bro. Nope.
No. I've heard so many times, I'm not your bro, I'm your mom. From someone very near and dear to me.
I love that so much.
Because went through that whole clump of teenagers there on Beeline are all so close in age, and it was like, bro, I'm not your bro, I'm your mom.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Someone said I say bananas way too much. Bananas. That's bananas. Or that's, I guess, instead of crazy bananas. I don't. Gwen Stefani. BANA. Let's see. Someone said. I still call people cats occasionally, like cool cats or what's up, cats?
No.
What's?
Yeah, hep cat, cool cat. Yeah, no.
I see you with. No. I see you with a like a. Like a little beard on your chin.
The hippest cat in town.
Not like a.
Yes, yeah, it's like.
Yeah, keep the beat going.
Yeah. I'm the hippest cat in town.
Oh come on, I can't do it. Okay, hang on. Someone said a Victorian era slang. Daddles. I don't know what it means. Come on, and then this is the last one. Come on, sweetheart, let's blow this pop stand.
Yeah. That's Grease. Have you seen the movie Grease?
I love Grease. Yeah. I forgot that they said that line.
Yeah.
Okay.
People either say pop stand or popsicle stand, either way.
Give me the scene. I got to remember the scene.
When they were at the in the diner, they were getting milkshakes, and he was with someone else. He was with the guys, and she was with the girls. Yeah. So, Kaneki to Riz, come on, let's blow this pop stand.
I forgot. Yeah. See, I forgot all about that. Yeah. I was too busy looking at the cheeseburger and the milkshake.
I know. Why would you leave that?
I know.
And the girl, she's like, I'll finish that for you.
Yeah.
I like her.
Well, yeah.
The one that
because
yeah. So anyway, So.
I think though that if I was like really trying to impress Danny, I would leave it. I know the old me would do that, but the new now
no food waste.
No, I know. But yeah, back then I probably would have left it.
Yeah.
I might have been sad. A moment of silence real quick, but yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. I don't remember that. I thought I know that scene and knew the I remember our grade we did that dance. I remember the Grease Lightning dance. Yeah. Had all that going on and stuff. But yeah, the slumber parties and all that. Yeah, that was our time. But I don't remember that. I did not remember that exactly that scene, that part. Thank you for reminding me of that.
And you'll get that scene is actually cut a lot depending on what channel runs the version of it for time with commercials.
So they don't actually have
don't some if you I don't know what channel it is, but some they don't do that whole scene.
Oh,
they cut part of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not realize that. And I think that's kind of a valuable scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, then you have to go, because then wait, hang on. What was the because then that goes into a song, doesn't it? I'm gonna have to go back and watch. Remember? Didn't it go back into no? I'm thinking Beauty School Dropout. That goes. That's not then.
That's a different time when she's talking about
Hopelessly Devoted is at the slumber party.
As at the slumber
when
party.
She's like leaving the slumber party over there. I've never been to a slumber party and someone did that.
Yeah.
I've never seen a girl out there singing Hopelessly Devoted.
I would call someone and say I need to come home.
Or
never been.
She got to go.
I've never really been to any type of
there.
any
going
game night or anything that we broke into song. And
I don't like if we were all singing. I've just never been to a slumber party.
Well, that's what I mean. Coming back from
and I don't think
places, you're singing in the car, to the cranking the music up.
Yeah.
But if one person just started at a get together, started singing, I'd be like, I'm out. See y'all later.
What's going on? Got to go. All right. We got to get out of here. That's funny though. Yeah, got to go. We got to get out of here. Brad, it's fun going down memory lane with you. And anyway, I want you to have the best Wednesday ever, but we need to thank our sponsors this morning.
All right. Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rose's, Fox for Lee Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, McAllister Land Consulting, First Harrison Bank, Louisville Bats, Schneck Hospital, and Springs Valley Bank and Trust.
And don't forget to go over and visit Walmart. Check out all of their lawn and garden. Just walk through. Do the walk through.
We're ready to go. And we do have some Derby stuff too.
Yes, you do. I'm so glad you said that.
Derby, so.
You have the Derby coffee cups on sale.
Yeah, and we've got mint julep glass cups and all
Love that.
So yeah, come see us.
Fun time.
Yeah.
All right. Have the best